Hey guys, it's Mike. I'm in the game room today. Today we're going to be doing some Magic cards, one of the most popular trading card games out there, and still to this day remains extremely popular, and with little that was majorly changed to it. Everything, from what I've seen it, evolved throughout the times. It's always stayed the same. We're going to go over a light deck that I pretty much threw together. It was with the last of the cards. I bought the deck builder's box, and pretty much everything in there made a light deck. It was tweaked just a little bit by my roommate. Hasn't been run recently since it's been tweaked, but before, when I threw it together, it ran pretty good, which was pretty amazing. Anyway, let's start off with the most basic of basic, lands. Here we have 22 lands, all basic. Nothing that was any effects or nothing like that. It's all basic lands. Love the pictures on these. That's the one thing I always loved about Magic. The pictures are amazing. They're beautiful. We have one sorcery card. I don't know if he intended that, but I just couldn't find anything else to go with it. We got Queen's Commission. Create a 2/1/1 white vampire creatures with tokens with lifelink. Not a little bad effect. A 1/1, at least you're going to get 2 health out of it if they do any damage. Next, we're going to do the instants. Only 2 copies of this card. Revitalize. Gain 3 life, draw a card. It costs 2 mana to bring it out. The last one, the Queen's Commission, costs 3 mana. 2 of whatever plus 1 white. Pretty cheap to bring out. You gain 3 life, and you get an extra card with it. I actually like that. That's actually a really, really good card. That there. Then you got Blessed Light. Exile target creature or enchantment. Good way to get rid of some enchantments that, someone hooks on you. And there's a few of them. And a few artifacts, too. The Gideon's Reproach. Gideon's Reproach deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Costs 2 mana to bring out. Pretty reasonable. Pretty cheap. The Blessed Light actually is pretty expensive at being at 5 mana. But pretty much that's all the instants that we have. The next ones are going to go over the enchantments. There's only 2 of them. Again, I don't know if he did this on purpose, but I guess the deck works. It worked the last time I ran it, when I threw it together. We have Seal Away. Costs 2 mana to bring out. It's a flash. When Seal Away enters the battlefield, exile trapped creature and opponent controls until Seal Away leaves the battlefield. That's a pretty terrible thing to do to someone. Next, you got the Last Stand. Johnny's Last Stand. Whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies, you may sacrifice this card. If you do, you create a 4/4 white avatar creature token with flying. And when a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, if you control a planes, create a 4/4 white avatar creature with flying. So either way, you're getting a pretty tough avatar with flying. Only 2 of them. Again, might be something he planned. Not sure. And then we have Enchantment Auras. We got 4 of these. Luminous Bonds. Cost 3 mana to bring out. He pulled this one on me before when I first built it. It's a pain. You can't get rid of it. And I have nothing to get rid of enchantments in any of my decks. Am I glad there's only 2 of these in here. Enchantment creature cannot, you enchant a creature. The creature can't attack or block. Yeah. Costs 3 mana. Pretty cheap. And a cheap shot, too, if you ask me. The next thing I have is a Squire's Devotion. It's another enchantment order. You can enchant a creature. Enchanted creature gets a +1/+1 and has lifelink. And when this the Squire's Devotion enters the battlefield, you create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. That's a pretty nasty card to get out. Nice little cheap shot. Again, that's it costs 3 mana to bring out. Next one we have is Knight's Pledge. Pretty simple. It's only 2 mana. Enchanted creature gets a +2/+2. These are pretty well thought out, I think. And again, I think he did this on purpose of when he put this together. The next one we're going to do is the Enchanted Creatures. I threw these in here, the original deck, when I originally built it. The Skittering Surveyor. When a Skittering Surveyor enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it and put it in your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Costs 3 of any mana to bring out. So this creature can go in any deck out there. Not bad. I like the effect of it. It's a 1 and 2 creature. Pretty well thought of. And I'm glad he kept it in there. And then you got the Diamond Mare. As the Diamond Mare enters the battlefield, you choose a color. Obviously, in this case, you're going to choose white. Whenever you cast a spell of that chosen color, you gain 1 life. It's a 1 and 3 creature. It costs 2 of any color mana to bring out. Again, these are the ones that can go in any deck. I'm kind of glad he left these in here. They're actually quite handy to have if you want to get some land. The next one we have is the Artifacts. We have the Manolith. Pretty simple. You tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Very, very quick way to get mana out. Very fast way. That's kind of a horrible thing to do, but it works. I mean, you gotta get some mana really quickly. Especially if you have both of them on the field. It costs 3 of any color to bring out, and it works. Next we have the Hierophant's Chalice. When the Hierophant's Chalice enters the battlefield, the target opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. Tap it to add any color mana to your pool. Costs 3 of any color to bring out. Again, this is... I don't know if he did these on purpose. Well, only 3. He had minimal artifacts. If I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And a low number of traps and spell cards, you're going to have a hard time getting what you want. Of course, having a huge deck, a very, very well stacked deck about that thick, you're going to have a hard time getting anything you want. Alright. Now we have the equipment. We'll get to the creatures. That's next. The equipment, he only has 2 of them. Again, I'm not seeing the planning behind this, but we have the Rogue's Gloves, which whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. You equip it with 2 of any color mana, and it says in the parentheses, 2 attached to a target creature you control, equip as a sorcery. Cost 2 of any color to bring out. Then you have Strider Hardness. Equip it to a creature. It gets a +1/+1 and has haste. You equip it for 1 mana, and it says in the parentheses, the attached to a target creature you control, equip only as a sorcery, which is the same thing as the last one, as this one. Cost 3 of any color mana to bring out. Again, that's only 2. It'd be hard to get them out considering how much is in his deck. There's a lot of cards. I believe there's about 60, almost 70 cards here. Alright, on to the creatures. We have from what I've seen, the only 2 copies of a card is a Seer Angel. It costs 5 mana to bring this thing out. It's flying and vigilance. That's the only thing about it. Doesn't have any special effect other than flying and vigilance. It's a 4/4 creature. Pretty strong. Nice thing to get out, early if you can. we have a Sergeant at Arms, a human soldier. He's a kicker. For 3 mana, 2 of any color and 1 of white, you may pay additional 2 and 1 as you cast a spell. So you get a token. When Sergeant at Arms enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. That can overwhelm the battlefield quickly. And again, I'm not sure if there's a limit to how many creatures you can have out. It costs 3 mana to bring this card out, and he's a 2 and 3. That is the only one out he has. The Sky Marcher, which is a vampire soldier, a white vampire. It has flying, nothing spectacular about it, costs 3 mana to bring out, and it's a 2 and 3. The Vanguard, another vampire soldier. It's like it's almost a white vampire angel deck, because that's what it's getting to be, yeah. As long as the Vanguard is attacking, it gets a +2 and +0. You pay 4 life, he gains indestructible by the end of the turn. So pretty much you can't kill it, but it's going to cost you severely. It costs 2 mana to bring out, 1 of any color, 1 of white. Pretty cheap card to bring out, especially in the the start. Next one we have is the Knight of New Bellina. It's a human knight. Nothing spectacular about it. Costs 2 mana. It's a 3 and 1. The next one we have is a Seer's Guardian. It's an angel, flying, has vigilance, and other creatures you control also have vigilance as well. It costs 6 mana to bring this card out. Pretty expensive, but with the effect is pretty good. It's a 5/5 creature. We have a Sun Sentinel. It has vigilance. Costs 2 mana, and that's all it does. And it's a 2/2 creature. Here we have the Leon Vanguard. At the beginning of a combat on your turn, you control 3 or more creatures. She gets a +1/+1 to the end of the turn, and you gain a life. It costs 1 mana to bring out, and it's a 1/1 base. That's a good card to get out early, if you have it. And my opinion is, I think he needs more than 1 of them. I think he needs at least 4 of them in here. He can get rid of 4 of these creatures, or any of the creatures that we have here, that we're going through, and add 4 more of them. Well, 3 more. Sorry, you only have 4 per game, per deck. Then you get the Territorial Hammer Skull. This, oddly enough, is an actual creature that existed throughout history. It's a dinosaur. Whenever the Hammer Skull attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. So if you hit someone, they have 2 monsters. You attack one, destroy it, tap the other one, he can't attack. Which is pretty good, I think. Next one we have is the Dawnbringer. This is a legendary. It costs, this one here costs 3 mana to bring out, and it's a 2 and 3. This one here costs 5 mana, and it's a 5 and 5. It has flying, first strike, lifelink, and all other angels get a +1/+1 and have lifelink. Kind of like this one. It's hard to bring out, but it'll work, I guess. Pretty tough too. Angel of the Dawn, another angel fake creature. It's a flying. When Angel of the Dawn enters the battlefield, creatures you control get a +1/+1 and vigilance until the end of the turn. And then it says attacking does not cause them to tap. It's a 3/3 creature. It costs 5 mana to bring out. Next one we have is the Mitre of Dusk, a vampire soldier. It's another vampire creature. And when he dies, you create a 1/1 white vampire token with lifelink. What do we have ringing? There we go. Took care of that. Sorry, guys. Alright, now we have another dinosaur. The Shining Aerosaur. It gets flying, and that's about it. It's 4 mana to bring out, well 5, and it's a 3 and 4. Pretty basic creature. The Militar Burglar. Another human soldier. It's a 3 mana to bring out. It gains vigilance, and when he enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature with the power of 2 or less from among them and put them into your hand. You put the rest of them at the bottom of your library in any random order. Then you get the Trusty Pack Beast. It's a beast creature. When the Trusty Back Beast enters the battlefield, return the target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Costs 3 mana to bring out. And it has a 2 and 3. Then we have the Herald of Faith. 5 mana to bring out. It's another angel with flying. Whenever Herald of Faith attacks, you gain 2 life. Pretty straightforward. A 4 and 3 toughness and attack to it. Anji's Pride Mate. It's another cat soldier. I think it works with the other cat soldier that we have around here. It costs 2 mana to bring out. And it has a 2 and 2. Whenever you gain a life, you may put a 1/1 counter on the Pride Mate. And for the last card we have, we get the Pegasus Crosshair. It has flying, and whenever it attacks, another target attacking creature gains flying until the end of turn. Costs 3 mana to bring out, and it's a 1 and 3 on the toughness and attacking scale. Not bad. Pretty easy to bring out. Pretty cheap. Altogether, we have a total of 19 creatures. I think it's pretty balanced on the creatures. But the one thing I'm getting is about the... What is it? The enchantments, instant sorcery cards. There's really not many of them. But again, I want your guys' opinion on what you think of this. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, be safe.